Hey, let's jump right into it. The highly anticipated update 2.0 just came out a couple of hours ago at the time of this recording. Did it save the game? Was it everything we wanted it to be? All the Cyberpunk fans who felt that the game could be more? Well, that's not really the point of this video. What I'm here to showcase is what happens when you import an old character from an old save file pre-2.0 into the 2.0 patch in Cyberpunk. To get started, when you first load in, you'll get a conversation with Vic, who calls you regarding a new Cyberwear update. Now, Cyberwear has been revamped in the 2.0 update pretty heavily. In fact, it has gone through significant changes, which I will not go over in super detail right now, but I will say that it has gone through a lot of changes. So Vic tells you that there's more Cyberwear stuff and you should visit a Cyberwear dock, a Ripper dock. Now, you probably should do that, but if you take a look at your screen for stats, your character stats, your perks, and your abilities, you will notice that your perks have been refunded. And if you were level 50, you probably have over, I would say, 50 perks. The actual amount is going to depend on a few things. So first of all, if you're level 50, you should have 49 perk points automatically with this update. The other thing is, if you look at the progression, which has also changed for the leveling up system, it has been consolidated into 5 different trees or lines, I guess, versus the however many lines or progressions there were in the previous patches. So now there's just 5, and I don't know the exact algorithm, but the game converts your old progress into new progress, and then it gives you certain bonuses because of it. The important thing here is you do get perk points from these progressions, and you get a total of 10 if you max everything out. Now, in my save game, I only have the 6 perk points because I don't have everything maxed out and I just don't have the progression to have all 6 out of the 10 possible. But it is possible to get 10 points. So if you have every single point possible, that is a total of 59 points, which leaves 10 perk points for the expansion going up to 69 points, and 10 more points for perks that you can find out there in the open world as of the previous patch, which I believe was 1.6. When I started the game, I was left with 64 perk points, which I believe comes from the 49 that you get initially for being level 50, the 10 that I found in the open world, which brings me to 59, and the 5 that you get from the 5 different progression tabs, which brings me to 64. With that in mind, I don't think that any points are lost if you bring an old character into 2.0. In fact, every point is preserved, regardless of where you got it from. The only mystery is the 80th perk point. If you look at this screenshot, this is from the perk planner provided by CDPR after the announcement for 2.0, which gives you an idea of how you can plan your build around the new perk system in 2.0. But as you can see here, the maximum perks available is 80. So where does the 80th perk come from? Because you can only find 10 in the world, 10 from Phantom Liberty, and 10 from the perks progression thing, plus the 49. There's still one missing. I am not sure actually. I think that there's probably an 11th perk you can find out there somewhere in the world, but actually I don't know, and it remains to be seen what they do and what they don't do. You also have a button to reset your stats, but that is a one-time use only, and unlike perks, you cannot continuously reset it. It only works once. So I would probably recommend that you stick with whatever build that you have right now, see how it works, maybe play around with it, try different perk setups, and if you really need to, go ahead and change your stats. To be honest with you, I will probably wait until I'm done with Phantom Liberty and I'm level 60 to really nail down my final stats spread, and that is maybe for another video. There's one more thing I want to touch on this video, and that is the new Cyberwear system. The new Cyberwear system is a little different. Actually, it's a lot different from the old one in a number of ways, but what's important is how it interacts with an imported character from an older save file. And to that, I will say that you should go and talk to Vic or another Ripper Doc, and then actually use the menu for changing your cyberware. What will happen is that you will be taken to two mandatory cyberware installs, and then you can pick and choose what other cyberware you want to install. Unlike the previous patches, and I am not 100% sure of this, but I do believe that you could not take out cyberware once it was installed in a slot. In other words, if you use a slot for cyberware, that slot was for cyberware and you had to either switch it out or install more cyberware. Now you can install as much cyberware as you want, and then you can remove it by middle mouse clicking on the cyberware you want to uninstall, and it'll be gone. You can uninstall pretty much everything except for the eye optics, which are mandatory. Probably because of store reasons, I'm not sure. When you first get to this screen, you will probably notice that your cyberware is not 100% correct to what you had set up before, and that's probably done on purpose by CDPR. I'm not sure 100% how the algorithm works there, but what I can tell you is that it doesn't matter what's there now. You can always change it, so don't worry about how it's set up or what the game is telling you to put in a slot. Just put something in a slot and then you can change it out later. No problem. Another thing to note about the Cyberwear system is that the components for upgrading the cyberware, which is now upgradable rather than implantable by accessories, they have been converted from the items that they were previously into a form of currency on your new 2.0 character. So if you had a lot of them saved up, you now have access to a lot of these legendary currencies or legendary upgrade component currencies that you can use to upgrade the cyberware. And so far, that seems to be the best use for them, but I have not spent a significant amount of time with 2.0 to really say if there's maybe some other use besides maybe crafting a few items. There are other in this video. I am still discovering 2.0, and there are people that have played the game or the actual patch 2.0 and maybe Phantom Liberty 2 for far longer. And with that said, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.